folks. It's Monday, April 24th, 2023. Coming up on the program today, seriously, what is a triangle supposed to smell like? Plus, a grocery store for liberals only. When you can't concentrate on Candy Crush because your ex-girlfriend is making loud sex noises. And a grocery store for conservatives only. Today's episode of Distorted View Daily is brought to you by this weekend's Starving Artist Sale, Saturday and Sunday at the Cleveland Expo Center. Boats, big fucking yachts, seascapes, oceans, lighthouses. These are just some of the shitty paintings you'll find at the Cleveland Expo Center this weekend. Seagulls flying high towards a glowing orange sun, $20. A sailboat on a calm summer night, $20. A lakeside cabin, $20. Big paintings to cover up holes in your walls. Little paintings to decorate a never-used guest bedroom. No-name artists trying to scrape together rent money. Make them an offer. Chew them down to $10. They'll even hang the paintings in your house. These are very desperate people who made a very poor career choice. Their bad life decisions are your ticket to mediocre artwork cheap. Come check out the assholes who watch one too many episodes of Bob Ross's The Joy of Painting this weekend at the Cleveland Expo Center.
It's the Distorted View Show with Tim Henson.
It's just a fun thing.
Get off my phone!
That really gave me tranny baby fever.
I'm not gonna fight for my country. I just want to smoke my weed, man.
Try new peanut butter eggs.
Why this man had to have such a sweet record?
Yes, Timothy James Henson back here with you to kick off a new week of programs. Got a great one for you today. So sorry there was no episode on Friday. I had to rest. I wasn't feeling well, and I had a bunch of meetings planned for the weekend of all times. That's right, I never stop working for you. Truth be told, I didn't want to have these meetings on the weekend, but it was the only time these people, who ended up being fantastic, by the way, it was the only time they were going to be available. I guess I can talk about this now because we signed a deal. These were potential, or they are advertisers who totally get Distorted View Daily. They love the show. They're totally on board, and they understand the humor. It's just a goofy program. They're not worried about the content at all. I've been waiting almost 20 years to find a sponsor like this. Not since Adam and Eve came along have we found such a perfect fit. The stars really aligned. It's partly because their corporate headquarters is right here in Cincinnati. And honestly, all of the recent culture wars had a lot to do with this. What am I talking about? Well, I'm happy to announce that Kroger, giant supermarket chain, is going to be a sponsor of DV. Now, even if you don't have a Kroger grocery store in your area, you probably have a store that's owned by Kroger's nearby, like King Super, Fry's, Fred Meyer. The list is extensive. They've come up with a few new concept stores. I'm pretty sure I suggested this on the podcast at some point. They may be taking my idea and running with it. You know, we've all become so tribal lately. Liberals only want to associate with progressive people, and they boycott conservative brands like Chick-fil-A, the Christian chicken people, and Hobby Lobby. Conservatives are boycotting Bud Light. That's been well publicized. And they're burning their Nike shoes and avoiding brands that are considered woke. So, Kroger had this awesome idea to start two new chains of stores, one for liberal shoppers and the other just for conservative shoppers. It's really a win-win for them. Kroger plays both sides and gets all the money, and shoppers can buy stuff in an environment where they won't have to see offensive products. It's a win-win-win because I also win. I get some of Kroger's advertising dollars. If you're not quite getting it, that's okay. I have their first set of advertisements here. This should clear up any confusion. Take a listen.
For the best of everything, let's go Kroger. You can always count on us.
Why spend your hard-given money at corporations that go against your values? Isn't it time you start shopping at a grocery store that aligns with your progressive beliefs? Great news! Introducing Kroger Blue. This week, some women don't identify as feminine, and some men get yeast infections in their manly vaginas. The problem? Douche only comes in delicate fragrances. Until now. Summer's Eve non-binary douche comes in a variety variety of masculine scents, like Mountain Range, Cowboy Nights, Mechanic's Garage, and Leather. Or if your gender identity is harder to convey, try non-conforming scents like Isosceles, Yellow, Eyeballs, and the number 12, non-offensive scents that are still oddly off-putting. 4-ounce bottles, $7.99. Don't forget to stop by Kroger Blue's meat department for only the finest cuts of cruelty-free meat. From severely depressed cows who chose the dignity of assisted suicide to diseased pigs who died after sickness ravaged their bodies, primarily because we don't have a healthcare system in this country that takes care of everyone. Other countries figured it out. You know, socialism isn't a bad word. You'll feel good about eating the carcasses of the animals we carry. This week, tumor-ridden chicken breasts, $4.99 a pound. Down with the patriarchy. Like you, we're sick of masculine words that subconsciously promote the false notion that man is the dominant sex. That's why at Kroger Blue, you won't find mangoes in the produce section, but you will find thegos. You'll also find Chef Girl RD canned pasta, Himalayan salt, and spick and span sexual floor cleaner. Progressive products for a woke generation. All this week at Kroger Blue.
For the best of everything, let's go Kroger. You can always count on us.
I mean, doesn't that sound like a beautiful place to shop? A utopia. Well, I mean, like for 50% of the population. The other 50% is listening to that and they're like, oh my God, what a hellscape. What a nightmare. I would never in a million years spend my money there. Well, that's okay. Kroger has you covered.
For the best of everything, let's go Kroger. You can always count on us.
Isn't it time to shop at a grocery store that loves America and rejects what liberals are trying to turn us all into? A bunch of sexually confused tutu-wearing pedophile drag queens teaching our kids to be black transophile furries. Enough is enough. Introducing Kroger Patriot. At Kroger Patriot, you won't find crap on our shelves that'll turn your kids queer. For instance, no bubble gum. No one looks straight chewing gum. What you will find is little turds chewing tobacco. If that little shithead of yours wants to put something in his mouth, you give him the bold flavor of little turds. There's nothing more heterosexual than nicotine coursing through his system and that manly brown spit that can only come from chewing tobacco. At Kroger Patriot, we miss the good old days when Indians and fat black slaves were used as product mascots. I mean, how can those snowflake liberals say that was offensive? We love that old colored man's rice, didn't we? That's a good thing. At Kroger Patriot, you'll once again find the classic brands you love, like Grandma Jigaboo's old Negro-style waffle batter, Tomahawk Terry's Savage Skin Twin Blade disposable razors. They're wonderful. Uncle Faggot's Cake Mix, moist and fabulous. Warning, may contain rainbow sprinkles. And Spick and Span, cause nothing cleans the floor better than a Mexican housemaid. Well, it's been all over the news. Ever since Bud Light went woke, real men have been looking for their next favorite beer. We think we found it. Introducing the Kroger Patriot exclusive Tuck Tight beer. You know who's watching all that trans porn online? The very same straight guys who refuse to drink Bud Light. The terms trans, transgender, and she-male are in the top 20 of all search terms on Pornhub, and trans porn searches have risen over 75% since last year alone. Face it, you would love a discreet encounter with a passable piece of ass. You want your T-girls tucked tight? Just like your beer. Tuck Tight beer. Try one. We won't tell. And finally, from the Kroger Patriot Meat Department, this week's special, Grade A Stand Your Ground Beef is on sale. Real dark meat from someone shot dead because a white dude said they felt threatened. $8.99 a pound. All this week, only at the grocery store for real patriots.
For the best of everything, let's go Kroger. You can always count on us.
Well, there you go. What did we learn? I learned that Kroger has the longest fucking commercials. It's like 2.5 minutes long. That's an entire commercial break. It's all right. The Kroger is paying me buco bucks. Great sponsor. Visit a local Kroger Blue or Kroger Patriot near you. Let's move on now. I've got a confrontation at a post office. Oh, shit was going down. It looks like this woman paid for a stamp, but didn't have the correct envelope, or it was an unprepared envelope, and then she demanded her money back. She got a refund, but then the postal worker wanted the stamps that have already been affixed to this envelope that can't be used. So she took the envelope from this woman. Like, it's a whole thing. It doesn't really matter what this is about. We're just in it for the ride, right?
You don't need this either.
I need it. You're not going to send it.
I'm not, and you're going to take this elsewhere. You're not going to have my stamp on it.
Okay.
You're going to take all this elsewhere.
And I want you to call the police, because I'm going to sit here and yell till you call the police. You goddamn fucking idiots.
And you won't get your money back.
You're a pieces of shit.
And you're
a fucking piece of shit. All you have to do is tell me.
I know.
Yeah,
I know.
Record it, you fucking asshole.
I know.
What's her name? I'm calling this. I have the number of the supervisor here. What's this bitch's name?
It's your name. Whatever your name is, that's that bitch's name. Yours.
I think this woman doesn't realize what she's up against. You're out of your league, honey. She sounds like someone who has gotten into arguments with other customer service type people. Post office employees, though, are an entirely different breed of people. It's a different caliber. They do not give a fuck. I'm pretty sure there's like a level of job security too, like you can't get fired from the post office, or it's incredibly difficult. Because this employee has no problem basically calling this woman a bitch. She is not here to play.
What's this bitch's name?
It's your name. Whatever your name is, that's that bitch's name. Yours.
I'm calling the supervisor. I have the direct line.
Okay, call him. 310-268-0624. 310-444-9154.
I'm not leaving. Call the police. Just call the police, you fucking assholes. Call the police. Call the police. I'm not leaving.
No.
The mere fact she says, I have the supervisor's direct phone number, leads me to believe she's had some issues in the past with this particular branch.
I'm not leaving.
Okay, you can do what you want.
Why wouldn't she tell me where to put it? I asked her very nicely to tell me.
Yeah. Well, she'll tell you where to put it.
Bro,
I want you to tell me why she wouldn't tell me where to put the return receipt.
You're going to give yourself a heart attack yelling like that.
Why wouldn't she tell me?
Now, in the comment section, someone says, I've seen this Karen in the wild before, except she was doing this to some poor FedEx employee. What is it with her and mailing shit? She's got a real problem. The person commenting said, glad someone finally caught her bullshit on camera. And that bullshit goes on and on and on.
All you have to do is get the damn
all
supervisor.
You have to do is leave.
Are you a supervisor?
All you have to do is leave.
I'm not leaving.
She ain't took her meds today. That's the thing.
I'm not leaving till I get to talk to a supervisor. Are you a supervisor?
She ain't took her meds today.
I thought you were buddy-buddy with the supervisor. Like, you have his direct phone line. Just call him.
Why would she act like that?
No, why would she start yelling at her? Why would she start yelling at her?
Where to put the return
ma'am.
On the envelope. Why wouldn't she tell me?
Let's not forget you called her all kind of bitches. Let's go there.
I didn't. She was.
You called it. It's on video.
God, video is so important now. You got to be filming everything. I feel like this is a huge conspiracy theory that I have come up with. You remember, like, I don't know, 10 or 15 years ago. I mean, it's been happening for a long time, but people have been warning about the government surveilling us, putting up cameras everywhere. And, we all kind of freaked out over that idea. But now with all these crazy people around, what do? The first thing we do is we whip out our phones and we start recording. So the government doesn't need to record us anymore because we're all just doing it ourselves. I think the government is making people go fucking crazy. Maybe this has something to do with 5G. I don't know, right? But the idea is, okay, something's making us go insane, right? All go nuts. So we're all getting used to filming one another, having our phones ready to go. That way, in the future, when the government does start installing more and more cameras, we're going to be like, oh, they're doing it for our own safety to record these fucking nutso people so we don't have to whip out our phone. They're just preparing us or conditioning us to live in an even more surveilled world. Ha-ha! Now, let me take off my tinfoil hat here. I have got another person acting a fool in public. This would have made a great black and white segment because the first woman freaking out in that last clip, that was a white lady. Now we've got a black man here who is acting stupid. He's at a restaurant. The restaurant has hired a band to play. Meanwhile, this black guy who is enjoying his meal is playing his own music. He's got his iPhone out, blaring his own music. He's asked politely to turn that fucking shit down, and now all of a sudden it's a racial thing, according to him.
What was it that you was asking me before you interrupted me with my dinner? Because I turned it all the way down. for you.
I appreciate it.
Okay, but what was it that you was asking me?
Please turn it down.
Is there a reason why you would ask me to turn my phone down when there's a band playing music that I don't give a fuck about hearing?
Real quick, this has nothing to do with the clip I'm playing here, but as an aside, I think nothing is funnier than making loud noise with silverware on a plate. Joey and I would do this bit where we would, at a restaurant, just make as much noise as possible eating our food with the silverware. Like it would be a competition. And it was a lot of TV eating. If you ever watched a television show and there's a scene at a restaurant or something, notice the background actors. It's fucking fascinating as hell. Because first of all, you know, those people in the background, they're not having real conversations, even though, you know, you see their mouth moving. They're really not talking. They're just mouthing things because, you know, the actors are talking. The other thing is, most of the time they're miming eating. They're not taking real bites and stuff, and they're prolonging the act of putting a piece of food into their mouth. So it's a lot of cutting, a lot of shifting food around with the fork and the knives. It's really quite something. So Joe and I would do that a lot. We had a whole thing going on, entertaining ourselves. It wasn't for anyone else's benefit, by the way. It was just a dumb bit we would do between ourselves. Anyway, so he's making a lot of noise. This guy's making a lot of noise with his food because he's angry.
You turn my phone down when there's a band playing music that I don't give a fuck about hearing?
Well, you know what? That's it sucks for you that you chose to eat at this restaurant that had live music. Now you got to sit there and endure it. You can't compete with it. Because no one wants to hear your shitty music.
Do you think it's appropriate for you to ask me, a 33-year-old, a black man, to turn his motherfucking phone down? That's a fact. You should know. You shouldn't say a motherfucking thing to me. That's a fact. My hand shouldn't be shaking while I'm eating my motherfucking chicken.
You know how people are always saying kids in public schools are being taught the wrong things? Like there should be a class on how to do fucking taxes. That should be a math course. Not trigonometry. Save that for college, you know, if your major is something that's related to math. I feel like everyone, black kids and white kids, everyone should have to take a course on, like, basic fucking manners. How to function in a society with other people. How not to be rude. When you're around a bunch of other people, just don't be loud. Don't talk to people on the phone. Don't listen to loud music.
Now, what you gotta do is cock-a-doodle-doo over there and leave me the fuck alone.
I'm not sure what cock-a-doodle doing means. He's wearing that silverware down, though.
You won't ask another black man to turn his motherfucking phone down no time soon again.
The caption on his video reads, "Racism is still alive in Georgia. I can't believe Bob tried me like that." Bob's just trying to enjoy his chicken wings without competing music blaring in his ears. All right. Oh, I do have some criminal activity to share with you. You know, I love those police body cam footage videos. This one is great because there's like multiple cops, a couple different scenes. It goes back and forth. We begin with a young lady who is kind of sitting outside of her car. She is the one who called the popo here.
So, yes, I filed a police report on him before, like a year or two ago, because he was sending me harassing emails, voicemails, calls, texts. And
all right, it sounds like we've got some sort of ex-boyfriend or stalking situation.
I wanted to stop. He wouldn't stop. That was in Gwinnett County. Filed a police report, told him about it, and it stopped for a long time. Recently, more recently, maybe fast forward a year, 2 years, he reaches out to me again. He says, "I'm sorry for everything," and we talk as friends, and everything's okay. All of a sudden today, I'm getting emails like, "Where are you? Who are you with? What are you doing?" He was looking for me for 2 days. And
like once a stalker, always a stalker. Don't let those people back into your life. If you have to file a restraining order because someone's not leaving you alone, they have the ability to do it again.
Like calling different places, trying to find out where I was. He looking in parking lots for my car. Places where he thinks I'd be. And he finds my car, and I guess today is when he put a GPS tracker on my car.
Claims he put a GPS on it.
That's what he told me. He said it's on the left side tires. I don't know which tire it's on.
He's a bad stalker. He gave up that GPS information way too soon. I mean, that thing provides valuable information. You know, the second you tell her about it, she's going to freak out and want it off of her car. Yeah, she thinks, though, that he had just put this GPS somewhere on or in her vehicle today, when in reality, it's been on there for about a week. Yeah, he's been following her around for a while. That information comes out later.
But he said it's like a magnetic device that's stuck under my car.
You said he put it in the wheel well?
I don't know.
Now I'm just kind of...
Yes, please. If you can take it off, I would really appreciate that.
So while that cop is looking for the GPS tracker on her vehicle, another cop has pulled over the stalker. He is, unsurprisingly, nearby. According to the video, he's this guy's at a nearby gas station.
Hello. Hey, how are you? Good. My name's Officer Wyndham with the Johnson Police Department. I don't know what's going on today. Okay.
Lots of screwy shit. That's what's going on. Settle in. I'm horny, and I don't want this white bitch seeing anyone else. So I'm following her. Oh, the reason why I call her a white bitch is she's white. And the stalker looks like to be some Indian dude. Indian guys are so passionate. Once you get the attention of one of them, they never want to go. They're so loyal. That's one way of looking at it. That's like putting a positive spin on a stalker.
I just thought she might be with someone, so I thought to see where she was. That's all I did. I didn't do anything else.
That's all I did. I just wanted to, I just followed her around, making sure she wasn't with anyone else. So, oh, and I put a tracker on her car so I could continue following her around for a week. That's all I did.
I never had any criminal history.
Okay.
Like that. I just wanted to see where she was and wanted to meet her.
Dude, that's illegal. Pretty sure.
What's your relation together?
We hang out.
She hates my guts, and I'm obsessed.
2 years.
You guys are like friends.
Yeah, kind of like friends.
Okay.
Not girlfriend, but so that's what I did. And I said I would never contact you again. I destroyed the device. Please, this one time, let me go because I'm a student. So this is the one time.
So what's you said?
The cop is choosing to pretend he didn't hear the plea for a freebie. I don't know if you ever get off with just a warning when, like, there's stalking charges.
You said you thought she was with someone tonight?
Yes, she said she went to the hotel, so I thought she might be with someone, so I just wanted to see who it was.
Perfectly normal behavior.
That's why I put the tracking device. Other than that, I didn't do anything else.
No biggie.
So you actually put a tracking device on her car?
Yes.
So it's at this point he asks for the Indian guy's driver's license and then goes back to his car to enter all that information. Meanwhile, let's check back in with the girl in her car and the other police officer.
He's calling me. He's calling me. Should I answer?
Don't answer that.
Stalker's gonna stalk. Yes, while the Indian dude is being detained for stalking, he calls the girl he's stalking.
40's clear. Are you still out with him right now? He's attempting to call over here.
He's attempting to continue to be a fucking creep. So now we're going to check back in with the Indian guy.
Hey, Ramesh, for the time being, just hang up the phone. Don't try and call it for a second, okay?
Hey, Ramesh, for a second, can you not be a pervert? Thank you.
Let us sort this stuff out, all right?
Okay.
Maybe if I take it to like a car place?
So they're still trying to find the actual tracking device on her car.
Put it up on wheels?
If he was able to put it in there,
yeah,
should be able to get it out.
Should be pretty accessible. Eventually, the police does find it. It's under like the wheel well.
I found it.
You found it?
Yep.
Oh my God.
Yep.
You can't get it?
No, I can't. I'll take a picture.
I mean, it's got to be pretty scary, but also this has got to be a self-esteem booster. Like some dude is willing to stalk you, put a GPS tracking device in your car.
How did they do that?
Where there's a will, there's a way. And he's cuckoo crazy obsessed with you. That being said, she is still fucking scared shitless and upset with this guy, so...
That's a firm. She does want to press charges.
She wants to go ahead and press charges. Ramesh here doesn't know that yet.
Hey, Ramesh, come over here for me, okay?
Don't do it! He sounds like he's being nice, but he's just gonna turn around and arrest you!
Right. At this time, you're under arrest for unlawful surveillance, okay?
And this is why you should never tell a bitch you've put a tracking device on her vehicle. Yeah, that was a real rookie mistake right there. I wonder if Ramesh revealed the information about the GPS as a way to get her to come clean about potentially having someone in the hotel room. If he was like, look, lady, we should start being 100% honest with one another. Let's lay all the cards out on the table here. I'll go first. I may have placed a GPS tracking device on your car, and I know that was wrong, and I'm apologizing, but we're just being honest here. Now you go. Tell me the truth about what's going on. And, well, that didn't work out so well for him. The final clip I want to share with you, well, this just fucking broke my mind. Who sent this in? They posted this in the Discord. You know I'm right. I don't know who that is. I know they've submitted stuff before. I mean, I don't know who they really are if they call into the voicemail line, what their, names are, but they go by You Know I'm Right in the Discord, and they posted a video from this TikTok creator we have featured before who answers questions about gender and sexuality, specifically their own bullshit. You'll know who this is. If you're a longtime listener of the show, you'll know exactly who this is by the way he, she, they speaks.
Why do I call myself gay if my pronouns are he, they, and I'm dating a girl? Well,
that screeching was her, they saying, I'm glad you asked. Meanwhile, I am not so glad I clicked play on this. I would much rather just end my life than have to play another second of this person. Take away any of the stuff associated with this person. Gay, trans, whatever's going on. Pronoun, I don't care. Just the way they speak. The fact anyone could sit through this and actually subscribe or like and follow this person and want to hear more from them. It boggles my mind, and I know if I look at this person's account, they're going to have way more followers than Distorted View does, and I just can't look at that information because it'll throw me into a suicidal depression. I swear to God, I try so hard to provide interesting and funny content for you freaks. And to see someone with such low effort bullshit amass a following, all this person does really is talk about who they're fucking and what they feel like on the inside. I feel like a woman. Boom. Where's my 100,000 subscribers? That's all you got to do? You just got to talk in an annoying voice? First of all, my voice is not that soothing, right? I kind of got an annoying voice. I should get a check mark for that, right? But okay, you got a super, super annoying voice, just a grating way of speaking. It's the more insufferable you are, the more followers you get. It's a topsy-turvy world. You know what? Hamburger really is midnight. 12 o'clock is ground beef. It's a topsy-turvy world. Glass meat clocks. Okay. Back to the actual video at hand here. The question is, they posed a question. Someone watching posed the question, look, if your pronouns are he/they, and you're in a relationship with a woman, then why do you call yourself gay? You're a he, and you're dating a woman. Think about what we've been told and what we've heard trans people are fighting for. As an example, you have a person who was born a biological male, but they feel like a woman. They feel like a female. So they want to go by she, her pronouns or whatever. All right. And so if we buy into that, if we call this person a she or a her, and they happen to be dating a man, they should not feel like they're in a gay relationship, right? Because they say they're a female. No matter what they were born with, I am a female and I am dating a man. So it's not a gay relationship. But apparently it can still be. I don't know if you can understand because she's screaming, but they say here, your pronouns don't equal your gender. But at this point, my head is spinning. I can't figure it out anymore. I give up. I'm no longer gay. You know what? I'm sorry. I renounce. Not because I don't love dick, right? Can't get enough of this stuff, but I feel like I'm not mentally capable of understanding this. So now your pronouns don't equal your gender? I thought pronouns don't equal your sex. Pronouns are what your gender is. What your...
I can say that louder for y'all in the back if you want me to, too.
Please don't. Please just shut the fuck up. Please be real quiet. Whisper the rest of the video. Thank you.
You can identify as any gender you want and use whatever pronouns make you feel most comfortable. Meaning you can identify as a male, but use she, her pronouns if that's what you like.
But why? Why would you do that? If you identify as a male, why would you use female pronouns? It seems counter-fucking intuitive.
I identify as just me. Whatever that is.
Annoying? A fucktard? How about that?
I'm just me, baby. And I like to use gay as an umbrella term, like how queer people use queer for themselves. because that's what feels right to me.
Okay. Well, you're wrong. Whatever. Your feelings are wrong. I think it's about time we start telling people that some of their dumb fucking feelings are just wrong, and no one else has to buy into this bullshit. I'm sorry. If you're trans, more power to you. I'll use your pronouns, but you gotta make some fucking sense with it. Did you understand? Like, I'm on board with the trans thing. I get it. If you were born a biological male, but you feel like a woman, I will call you she, if that's what you want. I support you 100% in that regard. I'm not an asshole. I'm not going to try to misgender you, but I don't know what the hell's going on in this case here. If you say you identify as a female and you want to be a female, don't use other pronouns. Use your female pronouns. And it's not even an issue of like, since I was born a man, a lot of people use he, so I'm just going to stick with using he for a while. That's not even it. The idea that you are a female, you feel like a female, but you want to use male pronouns so you can still call yourself gay when you're in a gay relationship? And the only reason you're in a gay relationship is because of the pronouns you're using? If you use the proper pronouns, the pronouns that would align with how you feel on the inside, then it would be a straight relationship. Like nothing means anything anymore. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, it has nothing really to do with trans at this point. It's almost like an entirely separate thing. Think about it. By using this person's logic, a straight cis person, right? Someone whose gender and sex all match up. A man who feels like a man and goes by he, him pronouns. He could just say, I want to go by she, her pronouns, even though I feel like a man and I am a man. Everything lines up there. I just want to be called she, her. So now I'm in a gay relationship because I have a girlfriend and I use she, her pronouns. Like, what? What is that? What? I mean, am I missing something here? I feel like I should be missing something because otherwise it's just word anarchy. I hate that TikToker so much. Because it sounds like attention whoring. Like that whole thing where it's like, I'm trans, but I don't want to go by the pronouns that would typically go along with how I feel on the inside. I'm going to go by some different pronouns just so I can be gay. Bonkers. Fucking bonkers. And fuck you to the person who submitted that, setting me off like that. You knew you were going to get me all riled up. Mission accomplished, right? Okay, I have a weak heart. And with that, let's get into the crazy, bizarre, twisted up, fucked up news right now. All right, if you enjoy Distorted View Daily, please consider signing up for The Sideshow. That is DV's member site where you gain full access to the entire archive of programs. More importantly, every week I do brand new exclusive shows just for paying freaks, typically 2 times a week on Tuesday and Thursday. Last week we did that. This week should be no different. That means tomorrow's episode is going to be Sideshow exclusive. If you want to hear it, you got to sign up, superfreaksideshow.com. Memberships are very inexpensive, only $6.99 a month, even less when you opt for a quarterly, semi-annual, yearly, or lifetime membership. You get access to a special password-protected RSS feed that works with most podcasting apps. Now, if you use Spotify or Apple Podcasts to listen, there's an even easier way to sign up for the Sideshow, just right in those apps. Get on your mobile phone, load up Spotify, just a few taps, bing, bang, boom, you're in. All of the new Sideshow exclusive episodes will appear alongside the free shows in your feed. For more information on all of this, check out DistortedView.com and SuperFreakSideshow.com. Thank you so much to all of my Sideshow members. You are the reason this show is able to continue. Also, shout out to my patrons over there at patreon.com/DistortedView. You're doing your part as well. You can pledge as little as $1 over there if you'd like to participate in that. Just another way to help DV out. If you pledge at least $5, you get access to a special voicemail line where I will play your calls first. Again, patreon.com/DistortedView. Thank you to all of my patrons and, of course, Sideshow Freaks. Okay, 3 very quick stories now. First up, we got one from Tontitown, Arkansas. You can't spell Tontitown without tit. The tourism board should really play up that angle. You know, sell t-shirts. The town with a ton of tit. You know, stuff like that. Just spitballing a few ideas here. Recently, a video of police entering a man's home to arrest him in connection with an ear piercing went viral. Jeremy Sherlin, 45, of Tontitown, was arrested Thursday in connection with performing body art on a person under the age of 18. Yeah, apparently he pierced his son's ear. This is a third-degree endangering the welfare of a minor charge. Also, he was charged with resisting arrest and obstructing governmental operations. He was released from the Washington County Detention Center late Saturday on a $1,500 bond. The video, apparently recorded by Sherlin's son, shows 4 police officers entering the home, handcuffing Sherlin, and escorting him to a nearby police car. The video shows Sherlin laughing when officers inform him of what he's being arrested for. Actually, I have the video here if you want to see it or hear it. I will see it, you will hear it. Let's take a listen.
What? Because I said it.
Well,
what are y'all doing?
He's resisting.
Why are you in my house? Why are y'all in my house?
There's the wife.
Guys, I'm asking a question. You just why for what?
You're a body piercing, okay?
In your home. He was not unlawful.
There's the father laughing once he hears the charges of piercing his son's ears unlawfully.
Body arch without a license.
Guys, chill. What is really going on here? You got him?
Yes, I got all of it.
Guys, you're in the camera.
I notice the son isn't saying anything, which is interesting because the son is kind of the whole reason the father was arrested. How do you think police found out about this illegal piercing? A Springdale Police School resource officer contacted the police department on Thursday about conducting a welfare check on a juvenile male who lives in Tunty Town. The resource officer said the boy came to school with a piercing in his left ear. While in class, the boy was heard saying his father got drunk and put him in a chokehold, then shoved the piercing in his ear. Now, I can see this being the truth, right? We might have an asshole drunk father on our hands. He did respond to being arrested in an assholey way. Like, you know, he was kind of fighting off the cops, then laughing maniacally when he hears the charges. On the flip side, I could see this kid being made fun of at school for the earring. You look like a faggot. Or, you know, your piercing is stupid. It doesn't look right. And then the kid just makes up a story because he doesn't want to let his friends know that this was all his idea. You know, and he went to Claire's to get his ear pierced or whatever. So he's like, yeah, I know. Like, this earring is ridiculous. My dad got drunk and put me in a chokehold. I had no say in the matter. You know, kids are dicks, especially teenagers. Officers responded to the residence and contacted the boy's father, identified as Sherlin. He admitted to piercing his son's ear. When officers attempted to investigate, Sherlin refused to let officers speak with his son and refused to answer questions. Officers left, but then returned to the residence to arrest Sherlin. Apparently, there is an Arkansas law that states a person shall not perform body art on a person under the age of 16 years, regardless of parental consent. Also, it's unlawful to perform body art in an unlicensed facility. Man, Arkansas truly is backwards. Even if you have your parents' consent, you can't get your ear pierced if you're under the age of 16. I'm pretty sure my nieces got their ears pierced when they were like 5. My God, I watched this monkey on TikTok. This little tiny monkey. This monkey who's like, lives in a house, right? It's a rescue monkey or something. I don't know. And the monkey has its ear pierced. It's not that big of a deal. I mean, it's one thing if your dad chokes you out, forces you to get an ear piercing, but, you know, if it's something he wanted, BFD, man. So that's what's happening in Arkansas. Second story we have for you. A South Carolina man who still shared a home with his former wife was arrested after he cocked a firearm and tried to, quote, ruin the mood as his ex and her new boyfriend were having sex in a nearby bedroom. That really just pissed him off. You know, when like a cat or a dog is getting into something that it shouldn't, or like a raccoon is in the trash, you're like, hey, get out of there. Get out here. Get. Or you take a little squirt gun and you squirt the cat, get it off the fucking bookshelf or wherever. You know, that's kind of what he was doing. He's just trying to break these two up. A simple, wouldn't work though. Like when you're fucking, you got to go to drastic measures, something that they're going to notice. And, firing a gun is probably, the best way to do it. As alleged in an incident report, Alan Riggs began banging on the walls of the Myrtle Beach duplex upon hearing Jolene Wolfrey and her boyfriend having sex in the upstairs area of the house. Banging didn't stop, huh? Banging didn't stop the banging. Riggs and Wolfrey, both 24, are ex-spouses for approximately 2 years, but yes, they live together. In addition to hearing Riggs banging on the walls, the victim and her boyfriend then heard the racking sounds of a firearm and stopped. Oh, he didn't even fire the gun? He was just cocking the gun? Well, that's not a crime, right? Wolfrey said that when she later went downstairs, Riggs had a gun in his hand and threatened her life. Okay, well, now we're getting into crime territory. It's closer to an arrestable offense here. When questioned by Myrtle Beach Police Department officers, Riggs reportedly said that he became upset when he heard the couple having sex and banged on the wall to try to get them to quit. But after that method failed, he went out to his vehicle and got his gun. Riggs told cops that he returned to the home and cocked his firearm in what he said was an attempt to ruin the mood. After the upstairs activity stopped, Riggs returned to the couch and played his mobile phone game. Yeah, but like when she came downstairs later, you had your gun cocked and pointed at her, right? Remember how you threatened her life? Police confiscated a 9mm pistol from Riggs, who was booked into the county jail. I wonder what game he was playing on his phone. It had to be one of those real thinky mobile phone games where, you got to use your brain, because he was being distracted by the sex. If he was playing like a simple platformer or something, I don't think he would care as much. All right, police confiscated a 9mm pistol from Riggs, who was booked into the county jail on a felony rap. Riggs is being held in lieu of a $100,000 bond. Final story we have for you today. Oh, this one kind of comes from our most fucked up state. It actually straddles 2 states. So say part of it with me. Florida is the most. That's all you get of that jingle. You get half of it. Half the story takes place in Florida, and the other half takes place in Connecticut. Remember a few weeks ago, I played audio of police arresting a guy. They bust into the house, and the mother is living. The guy lives with his mom, and she's like, I don't know what the hell's going on. Get down here. They're coming for you. And then later on, she takes the cops up to the guy's bedroom, and she's like, I apologize because it stinks so bad. Smells like a locker room. Well, if you remember, that guy was being arrested because he threatened the life of a sheriff. This all went down on 4chan, by the way. It was message board threats. He wasn't the only one. I think we reported that another guy was arrested for the same thing. And the reason why they hate this sheriff so much is because the sheriff has come out against white supremacy. I know, controversial take, right? Apparently these 4chan users are all neo-Nazis or something, Hitler sympathizers. Well, now there's a third person who was arrested. And once again, he fits the profile to a T. A Florida sheriff who has taken a hard line against anti-Semitic extremism in his county announced Thursday that authorities have arrested a third person for making online threats against him. And just like the first 2 men who were arrested, this one also lived with his mother. Yes, another shining example of the master race. Christian Zapata, 23, allegedly posted the message, I will kill Chitwood, mark my words, on 4chan back on April 7th. Referring to the county sheriff, Mike Chitwood. Investigators traced the post to a home in Connecticut where Zapata had been living with his sister. That doesn't sound like a white name to me. He was living with his sister, her husband, and their child at the time of the threat. The sister told police detectives her brother was always on the computer, often participating in extremist chat rooms and talking to unknown people about conspiracy theories and white supremacist ideology. The sister also indicated that her brother was fascinated with Adolf Hitler. It all checks out. When police went to question the man, he had moved with his sister and her family to their mother's home. He allegedly confessed to making the post, identified himself as a nationalist, and cited the First Amendment as a defense. Yeah, let's see how that works out for you. Zapata was arrested Wednesday evening on a felony warrant for making a written threat to kill and now faces extradition to Florida. That's where Chitwood likes to meet accused extremists at the airport. Nice. Before this guy's arrest, police busted 2 other men, Richard Golden of New Jersey and Tyler Meyer of San Diego. They also made threats against the sheriff on 4chan. Chitwood became a target of anti-Semites and white supremacists after he began speaking out forcefully against an extremist group called the Goyim Defense League that has been making racist and anti-Jewish spectacles in Volusia County. So there you go. Caught another one. I wonder how many people made threats against this guy's life. Like, are we just going to keep reading these stories every 2 to 3 weeks? I mean, I don't mind. I kind of love hearing about basement-dwelling 4chaners having to deal with the consequences of their own stupidity. It's kind of a feel-good news story for once. All right, there you go. That, my friends, is your Distorted News for Monday. Let's do a couple voicemails and get the hell out of here. All right, I love to hear from you freaks, and there are many ways to contact the show. show@distortedview.com. I'm all over social media at DistortedView on Twitter and Instagram, Facebook.com/DistortedViewShow. Looks like we got a few patrons checking in here, so let's play those first.
Hey, Timmy Boo, it's Great Big Pete. Just calling to say hey, and what you doing?
Not much. Just doing my show.
Yeah, you're answering your voicemail.
Yes, recording the show.
Silly me.
I'm busy.
Anywho, I just called to say that I had another one-wipe poop.
Oh, man.
That's
you
right,
are so lucky.
Poop. It was really
I'm having the opposite. I'm getting the shit end. Well, the shit end of that stick lately. Oh, wiping and wiping and wiping. I'm going through so much toilet paper. I thought peanut butter was supposed to bind you up, make things harder, Lord Douche pointed out a couple weeks ago, maybe a month ago at this point, that Jif peanut butter was on sale at like Costco or Sam's Club or something. 2 giant containers. And I'm a sucker when it comes to peanut butter. I try not to buy the stuff anymore because I can't help myself. I just eat it right out of the container with a big spoon, right? I have no self-control when it comes to peanut butter. Anyway, so all Lord Douche had to do was suggest it, and I was like, oh, I'm too weak, I can't. And so I purchased it, and both of them are almost gone at this point. Like, I'm through one completely, and I'm almost through the other. And, I'm shitting up a storm over here.
It was really a safety wipe, but that was awesome.
I thought the peanut butter would help me.
Also, I just wanted to say that we're sitting in the Discord. It's Friday afternoon, Eastern time. And we're sitting in the Discord watching Bottle Bad. Ziggo's hosting it, and it's a real blast. So,
do you mean Battle Bots?
Y'all should come in here. The Discord's fun.
Yes, and I got a nice invite to. I don't know what it was an invite to. They were recording a show or something on. Was it Friday? And I missed it, or maybe it was Saturday. I apologize, but I wasn't feeling well. I had my big meeting with Kroger.
Timmy Boo, this is Itchy Paint calling in. So sometimes I listen to the episodes in bulk, or I guess I should say binge listen to episodes.
This sort of view is very binge-worthy.
And I don't go in chronological order. Sometimes I
guess you don't really need to listen to DV in order. For the most part, these episodes are self-contained. I mean, sometimes I'll bring up stuff from previous episodes, but
the newer shows before older shows.
Yeah.
So that song, I'm an American. That song, I heard it a few episodes, and I thought that was you singing in a retired voice.
Oh,
no, honestly, I thought
you never heard the original, like when I first played it.
You until I went back to the original episode a month ago,
and that's why you want to listen to episodes in chronological order.
You first played it, and it turns out it's some unsavory over in Britain, and I was like, wow.
God, I love that song so much.
Did you not notice that? That sounds a lot like you.
No, doesn't sound anything like me. How dare you? Fuck you. I do. Man, I love that song so much. I go through phases where I get obsessed with songs. For a while, I was playing So Enthused About the News. Now I've moved on to American. Love that one.
Hey, Jimmy Boo. Hey, you ever think about us listeners who are a little too paranoid to buy a monthly subscription or pay into any sort of long-term agreement? Is there a way that I can just send you cash? Wrap it in tin foil, stick it in an envelope, and just...
No, get with the fucking program, dude. Man up. There are so many different ways to become a Sideshow member. All major credit cards. Boom. How about you go that route? PayPal. You could pay that way. Apple Pay if you use Apple Podcasts. You could buy one of those Visa gift cards. Put $299 on that or $300, whatever it is, and sign up, become a lifetime member. Boom. You never have to worry about recurring charges or anything like that. There's plenty of ways. I'm not going to start accepting cash in the mail. That is a recipe for a disaster. So I'm sorry.
slip it under your doorstep, just mail it to you. Come on, how do I mail you cash, or how do I get money to you that isn't PayPal or digital? Maybe I can just write you a check and send it to a PO box. Do you still have a PO box?
I mean, maybe I could accept money orders.
So yeah, let me know. I want to send you cash. Actually, I want to buy airtime off you. If maybe since an average daily Distorted View show goes for about 45 minutes, I can maybe buy the first 15 minutes of it off you for say about $120.
No. That's woefully low.
Would that be okay?
No, $120 for the first 15 minutes of a show, maybe a 30-second spot, and I'm doing you a favor since you're a listener. 15 minutes of airtime for $100. You're crazy. Keep your money, idiot. Who the hell do you think you're dealing with here? This is a world-renowned podcast. All right, that is all the time we have on this edition of the show. I want you guys to email me, show@distortedview.com. Distortedview.com is our official website. Voicemail line for you, 206-666-4463. That's 206-660. Oh, God, is it? Oh, God.
What's this bitch's name?
Spread the distortion, STD. Tell all your friends about the show. Don't forget to give us a 5-star rating, a thumbs up, or like wherever you can rate and review podcasts. I will see you back tomorrow if and only if you're Sideshow members. Otherwise, see you back on Wednesday. Until then, have a great day. Bye, everybody.
For the best of everything, let's go Krogery. You can always count on us.
The hottest trend in Hollywood is celebrities taking diabetes medicine to lose weight. Shortages of Ozempic and other glucose-regulating medicines have been common, but now you can turn to Kroger for life-saving alternatives, like the Serbian-imported Jetsa Ubraci 900 milligram, an Eastern European medication that loosely translates to liver crack. Let Jetra Ubraci turbo boost the organ that's in charge of regulating your blood sugar levels. Side effects include violent organ vibrations, dislodgement of the liver, internal body temperature spikes in excess of 200 degrees, and sudden hardening of hair follicles. If skin begins to bubble, contact your physician immediately. Ask your friendly Kroger pharmacist if Jetra Ubraci OTC is right for you. It's springtime price busting all this week at your neighborhood Kroger.
For the best of everything, let's go Krogery. You can always count on us.
This has been another excellent podcast from the Scribe Media Group. Learn more at scribe.net.